Hello and welcome to my tour of a standard balcony cabin on board P&O's most exciting ship yet, Iona. In this video we're going to be taking a tour around cabin 12305, which is a standard balcony cabin on the starboard side of deck 12. So let's get into the tour. First impressions of this cabin is I love the decor. It's got a real seaside beach theme with lots of creams and beiges mixed with shades of light blue. It's quite unusual as many cabins on cruise ships are pretty neutral, but I really like this. It's fresh and clean and it has an abundance of character. So let's take a look in the wardrobes. So on the right hand side you have a very small double wardrobe with a whopping 10 coat hangers. Wow, aren't P&O generous? You've then got this shelf up the top, but that's taken up with life jackets. So that shelf is totally redundant, particularly if there's 4 people sharing this cabin and you had to request a 4th life jacket. A very small wardrobe. I don't even think Danny DeVito would be comfortable in there. And as we shut the door, you can see you've got a full length mirror on the right side. In door number 2, you've got some shelves, which we mostly used for trousers, shorts and shoes. And in door number 3, you have a couple of shelves. The top one houses the hairdryer and the one underneath has the digital safe. Underneath you have the smallest wardrobe I've ever seen. A borrower would find it claustrophobic in here. It's also a pain to get to, as you have to wedge yourself between the sofa and the wardrobe to access anything inside. Not a great design in my opinion. The large sofa you can see here is convertible into a double bed, meaning you can accommodate 4 people in this cabin. However, with the lack of storage in this cabin, I wouldn't recommend it. You also get this weird desk thing, which we never used. This is the dressing table, which features a decent sized vanity mirror, 3 tiny shelves just about adequate to plonk a couple of cans of drink, and a room service menu. Underneath you have a couple of cupboards. The one on the left houses the fridge. Usually you get a minibar, however because of COVID that has been suspended. In the right cupboard you have some very shallow shelves. You're not going to get much in there, are you? This cabin has 2 UK 3-pin plug sockets and a European socket. So if you bring an adapter and unplug the kettle, you have 3 usable sockets in this cabin. Because this is a British ship, you of course get tea and coffee making facilities, and biscuits are delivered to your cabin each day if you eat them of course. Every cabin gets an interactive telly, which is pretty decent. You can watch a wide range of films, all of which are totally free of charge. You can check your onboard account to see how much you've spent, however you can't book restaurants and shore excursions like you can with interactive TVs with other cruise lines. Underneath the TV you have the phone and an utterly pointless set of shallow cupboards. I mean, what on earth are you going to store in there? You might just about get a shoe on each shelf if you're lucky. As usual on cruise ships, beds are convertible from twins to a double. But what is different to other cruise ships is you get these poxy bedside tables. Rather than a usable bedside cabinet, you can actually store socks, underwear and pyjamas in. The observant amongst you will have noticed that this cabin does not feature a single drawer. I've never seen this on a cruise before. I'm sorry to say that the storage in this cabin is incredibly limited and verging on poor and unpractical. Moving out onto the balcony, it's a pretty decent size, certainly better than what you get on the likes of Britannia. You get 2 upright chairs and a small coffee table, and the view overlooks the promenade deck. Thankfully, the LNG bunker barge isn't a permanent feature with this balcony view. Moving back inside, on the left side of the bathroom door you have the climate control for the air conditioning. Just touch the icicle to turn on the AC. Moving into the bathroom, a really decent size for cruise ship standards, and I love how fresh it is with the cream walls and the oak effect flooring and shelves. Underneath the basin and the worktop, you have a selection of different shelves which aren't very practical if the ship starts pitching and rolling, as everything is going to fall off. Up top you have some more shelves for toiletries, and on the bulkhead you have a couple of towel rails. The shower is a pretty decent size, and what I like most is you get a proper shower door rather than those manky shower curtains you get on most ships. The shower head is also very easy to adjust. All cabins get White Company toiletries in the bathroom. However, one thing which is absent is a socket for electric razors and toothbrushes, so consider bringing an adapter if you're coming on this ship. So that was our tour of a standard balcony cabin on board Iona. A bit of a mixed bag really. I loved the decor of the cabin, the bathroom was a decent size and nicely laid out, and the balcony was a fair size too. However, the cabin did feel a bit small and is definitely not as wide as balcony cabins on other ships. The biggest negative though was the lack of storage in this cabin. In fact, it's the worst storage I've ever known for a cabin on a cruise ship. However, the most important thing is it was kept clean throughout our time on board, and it was comfortable. And despite the lack of storage, it wouldn't put us off coming back on board this ship. However, one thing I would mention in relation to balcony cabins is book on a select fare and choose a balcony cabin either above or below deck 8, as balcony cabins on deck 8 are eye level with the promenade deck and views are very obstructed and you get no privacy whatsoever. If you've liked our video, please give us the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for future cruise content. We'll see you next time.